It is November 11th, 2025. We're here in the side yard of 1654 La Jolla Rancho Road in La Jolla, California, 92037. So we're here off the master bathroom on this side of the house, the single-story side of the house. We've got a 3-inch ABS sewer clean out here. We have a toilet right on the other side of this wall. We're going to push down through this clean out. We got some little backed up debris in the line. Can happen on clean out sometimes. It's like we're all clogged up here with a little bit of debris in our lens. We have to wipe this off here. Okay, let's see if we can get back down here again without getting clogged up. There we go. So we have ABS plastic pipes on this side of the house so far. We have a T-junction right there. We have a clean out on the other side of the corner of this house here, and it's a 4-inch, and that's probably what this junction is right here. So leading from this toilet, and we have a sink on this side, then it heads towards the rest of the bathroom that they have here. So we're going to leave this first camera right here, and we're going to go from the larger 4-inch clean out with another camera and see if that's where these two pipes intersect. So we're going to pause the video for a second. Okay, so we're here with our second camera. So again, here's just a view. So here's the 2-story side of the home we're looking across the yard at. We're over here where we started. This is our other camera right there in the corner. We went through the 3-inch clean out from that very corner of the building, which is exactly where the toilet is. We've got this 4-inch ABS clean out here. So we're going to push through this one. We got a little bit of debris in the bottom, which again, typical for the clean out to get a little bit of gunk built up on it. We got to go ahead and pull this out for one quick second and clean this debris off so we can try to get a clean view across the system here. Okay, there's our other camera right there. So just like we thought, this 4-inch line is intersecting with the 3-inch right here. And so we'll continue down this larger clean out with this bigger camera system from here. So we're going to go ahead and pause for 1 second to go ahead and get some water to clean off this debris in our camera face. Okay, there we go. We got a clear view now inside this pipe. It's still ABS plastic. So we had the toilet that we started with in that very corner from the other clean out. We have 2 sinks, then a tub, then eventual small shower stall downstream on this bathroom. So continue. A little bit of debris on the right side of our lens. We couldn't get it all off. There we go. So we got a little bit of standing water right here. So this is what we call possibly a sag or a belly to the line. It just depends on whether or not this is caused by the level of the pipe going uphill, creating some area that's trapping water, or if there's some debris in the line. Looks like we're coming up to a turn on the line, and then another turn here. Now this is actually now cast iron pipe, so we can see that we've left the ABS. We push back a little bit here. We're going to go back and look at that sag belly again that we have holding that little bit of water. Looks like that's cast iron. There's the ABS transition, so we got that little bit of water. So somebody opened this up and looks like they changed out part of this from a remodel or had to have it redone. We did notice on the 3-inch pipe and on the 4-inch over here some little wear indicator marks on the clean out lid when you take the cover off. That's usually indicative that somebody's had to put a jetter hose or a drain snake cable down the line and it's chewed into there. So they probably have had a couple stoppages. I don't know that this small area that's holding water is going to be ever a problem. But we do have just this little area pocket that's holding just a little bit of water. So whether or not that's going to hold up some debris over time and lead to stoppages, it's hard to say. If enough water goes downstream with the toilet flushes, it should move all the debris out of there. So it's not big, but it is worth noting. Okay, here's cast iron. We're running across the house right now, nice and open. There's another turn on the line. do have a home inspection company here right now, so they may be running water on occasion. So, or like right now, it's possible they have some water running on some of the systems, and that's why we've got some in there. But trying to push out, sometimes this helps us get out further anyway. So if we see some issues, we'll obviously ask them to stop running water. So again, original cast iron, a little bit of buildup and scale on the left-hand side of the pipe there, but nothing severe, nothing that's going to need to be cleaned up or attended to anytime soon, at least, in that particular area. That can be hydrojetted out over time if that buildup does cause any stoppages or gets a little bigger. Okay, got a little pocket right here of a lot of water kind of building up from what's being run in the system. Again, if they're running a lot of stuff there, and we'll come back and look at this because there's a lot of water. Our camera is completely underneath the water right here at about this 50-foot mark from this clean out. So, okay, we came out of that water that's being held in the system, so we'll go ahead and pause for a second to see what the home inspectors are running right now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull back here and look at this cast iron now that the water's been shut off. Let's see if it's still holding water. Okay, so we pulled back about 10 feet, which was good enough for where we had the water starting to build up a few feet forward here. So we're going to go back through this cast iron and see if there's any standing water here. Yeah, so another little pocket, so another little area that's got water that's being retained in the line, just like we had where the ABS went to the cast iron. So not really deep, but maybe that's why we're seeing some wear indicator marks here on the clean out. It's possible that these two areas are slowing the heavy debris down, feces and toilet paper, and on occasion they're having to clear this out. So you can see that water that's just hanging out there. So hanging out for a few feet here, still holding water. Now we got some debris right here. It's like so. We kind of come out of that, so a little bit of scale and build up and deposits there on the bottom left and right hand side of the pipe right there. And then it looks like we've got some ABS again, so we've transitioned back to ABS, and it looks like maybe somebody put some clean outs in it, unless this is a connection to the house. So we're going to go ahead and move into this ABS right here where we have these, appears to be vertical clean outs. We're going to pause the video and see where these are located at. Okay, so we've located these sewer pipes here. This is actually outside the house already, back on this portion of the house. So it looks like it might run along the fence line to the backyard, essentially, or side yard, really, off this big master bathroom that we started in. So we've got clean outs that are above ground here. So this cast iron that we have right here is outside the house. We're going to back up through this again. So it looks like everything from the house might run this way. Again, there's some of that buildup and debris we see on the line right there. And then we've got a little bit of standing water if we back up right here at this spot. So just starting right there at about 49 feet. So not anything huge, but again, depending what's running into this, may need to be cleaned on occasion. We recommend the hydrojetting to start to really clean and scrape this completely clean. So we're going to back up just to the beginning of this at about this 48-foot mark and see if this is outside the foundation of the house. So we're going to pause once again to locate this specific spot. Okay, we've located this cast iron. It is outside the foundation of the house. It's actually under the brick walkway a few feet from the house, and about 40 inches deep under the brick walkway. As we head forward towards the ABS cleanouts that were installed, it's actually slightly less deep because of the big grade change. The hillside small kind of runs down. But anyway, this side of the house is draining that way to this particular portion of the system. Now, we don't know if the entire house runs this way. We've got cleanouts on the other side of the house, which is really far away from the other bathrooms and then the kitchen and everything. So we assume it probably runs to here, but we're going to go ahead and first, before we try to camera the other side of the house with some cleanouts they have there, we're going to go ahead and see if we can keep pushing down from this portion of the system. So we're going to pause the video and pull out our cameras to the cleanouts that we found a few feet ahead. Okay, so we got our camera outside here in kind of the side yard. So what we're looking at in this picture, all the way at the corner of the house right there with that small little window in the middle of the screen, that's where we started from. That little window is the window that's right by the toilet in that master bathroom. The line travels inside the building and then it comes out, and right on this brick walkway we see that green paint mark, or chalk mark, I'm sorry, in the middle of the screen. That's the path of the sewer pipe. We've got it marked with a little arrow and a large cross line there in the walkway. That's where that little sag begins in the cast iron, and it's marked sag at 40 inches deep on the with chalk on the brick walkway. So that sag, small, but it's in the cast iron, runs all the way across here over to these cleanouts that we saw in the video underground, and here they are at surface. So here's the area of the building we're looking at. So again, we came from that right side, came out of the building here, and now we're headed this way. Here's the fence line, the neighbor's property. We look back this way, past that corner of the house right there. Of course, that's where the pool is and all the decking. Then we have this whole big side yard here with all the trees and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go down this line to see if the line is running a super long distance to get out to the La Jolla Rancho Road itself, which is really far away because you pass a lot of properties to get to this property itself. So looks like we're making a transition back to cast iron pipe right here. You can see got a little bit of debris built up in the line right there. We've got some roots in the pipe as well. So the cast iron's got a little crack or break in the line right here, literally on the left-hand side. That root is fanning out, so the cast iron's failing right here. Let me go ahead and pause for 1 second since we haven't gone that many feet down and just mark this out. Okay, so across the ground, we've only traveled 7 feet across from this cleanout we entered to sweep away from the house. This root intrusion with the cast iron that's got this really small crack fissure that's letting the roots grow in is pretty deep. It's a little shy, a few inches shy of 5 feet deep. So we're now going to continue downstream from here, and ooh, the roots look pretty heavy here. Actually, yeah, ooh, the roots are extremely heavy right here. So first we had that one little root, but that's just the beginning of it. In fact, our camera won't go through and past this point. It's so thick and heavy. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video for 1 second.